Hello viewers, I'm your host Uzma Jafri with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show with India, which has launched one of the biggest evacuation drives across the world to bring back its stranded citizens from different countries. It is using both airbuses and ships to bring back 15,000 people from different parts of the world. Not just evacuation, the country has chartered mega plans to provide relief and boost morale of all of its citizens. It has also been providing ration and financial support to the needy in these times of crisis.
India dispatched 3 naval ships to the Maldives and the UAE to bring back its hundreds of citizens who have been stranded due to transportation shutdown announced in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak. These ships were sent to the countries in the line of a massive operation launched to bring back Indians from other countries. The citizens expressed their gratitude to the government for stepping up at the times of crisis.
It's a very great thing that the High Commission did for us. And we don't have any issue till now. We got everything with proper guidelines, all the things done by High Commissions.
Apart from the ships, Indian national carrier Air India is operating 64 flights from 7 May to 13 May to bring back citizens stranded abroad. These would include 10 flights from the UAE, 7 each from the UK, the US, Bangladesh and Malaysia, 5 each from Saudi Arabia, Singapore, the Philippines and Kuwait, and 2 each from Qatar, Bahrain and Oman. As many as 15,000 Indians are expected to be brought back on these flights from as many as 12 countries, including the UK and the US and the United Arab Emirates.
The Indian Embassy, they did a good job actually. We had to do an online registration for that firstly, and then they sent us the emails accordingly, and we had to book our tickets. So they did a good job, really good job actually.
The government has also planned to quarantine these returnees at different locations around the country. The Indian government is not just helping the distressed Indians in other countries, but also those who are at the bottom of the economic ladder and have been severely affected by the lockdown. Hundreds of thousands of migrants have been sent back to their homes through government transportation systems. The central government schemes have been started before time to help the poor. People in Kashmir are getting free ration. They are being provided kilos of food grains to keep their belly full without going anywhere in the lockdown.
यहाँ से चावल ये फ्री देते, फ्री ऑफ कास्ट। 4 दिन से ये देते बराबर चावल, 5-5 केजी आदमी का। और जो कार्डर है 4 आदमी का हो, 5 आदमी का हो, वैसे ही देते चावल। और किसी को नहीं देते। हाँ, और आते गांव वाले, कोई बोलते यहाँ नहीं है, ये उसको भी बेचारे अपनी तरफ से 5 किलो देते हैं।
The farmers have also been given a government support to continue their farming amid the lockdown. The Indian government also plans to announce a second economic stimulus to support the poor and needy amid these testing times.
Moving on to Bangladesh, where the number of coronavirus cases are rising at a rapid rate now. Even the policemen who have enforced the lockdown have fallen prey to it. The government has, however, decided to ease restrictions after weeks of lockdown. It has opened mosques amid the holy month of Ramadan. Various experts have commented that this could lead to a rapid contraction and spread of the virus, and the country could witness a huge COVID-19 wave coming its way. A report.
Long queues formed outside hospitals in Dhaka as people feeling unwell or worried about being infected gathered with hope of getting a coronavirus test. The number of positive people has been increasing steadily in Bangladesh after the increased testing, and it fears a sharp rise in the coming days after the testing is increased further. Bangladesh doesn't have a robust health system and its capacity of handling patients every day is limited. Experts believe that limited number of hospitals will be overwhelmed with patients in coming days. Locals say they have understood gravity of the situation and are themselves proactive in tackling the virus.
বাড়িতে আসছি করোনা টেস্ট করার জন্য। তো আমার যদিও কোনো সিমটম নেই, আমার হাজব্যান্ডের গত 2 দিন ধরে একটু হালকা জ্বর, একটু হালকা সর্দি আছে, তো তার জন্য বেসিক্যালি আসা। বাট আমি যেহেতু তার একদম ক্লোজেস্ট পার্সন হিসাবে আছি, মানে ফিজিক্যালি অ্যাটাচড আছি তার সাথে, তো তার টেস্টের সাথে সাথে আমি আমার রুটিন টেক আপ করার জন্যই আসছি।
The worrying factor and the bigger setback for the countries has been the contraction of virus by the security forces. In Bangladesh too, as many as 6 policemen have died due to the virus. A number of them were receiving treatment at the Central Police Hospital in capital. A equal number of policemen were sent in quarantine, while over thousands others were in isolation.
When we inform that corona is spreading, then we prepare our plan how we can protect our police member as well as the mass people. Till today, total 6 police members already died due to the corona infection.
Policemen, along with doctors and medical workers, have been instrumental in fighting the spread of the virus across the globe. They have been at the forefront in almost all countries to enforce the lockdown and perpetuate government messages. Despite a sudden spike, the government of Bangladesh has decided to ease the restrictions. Mosques have reopened across Bangladesh for prayers amid the Islamic holy month of Ramadan. Although dozens of worshippers entering the mosques were asked to sanitize themselves and maintain social distancing, it looks highly unlikely that norms will be followed considering the densely populated towns and a festive season.
করোনা ভাইরাস চলছিল, করোনা ভাইরাসের কারণে মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী সরকার কর্তৃক মসজিদে সাধারণ মুসল্লিদের আসা নিষেধাজ্ঞা করেছিল। আজকে জোহর থেকে মসজিদ খোলা হয়েছে এবং আমরা সুন্দরভাবে নামাজ আদায় করব এবং মসজিদে যে শর্তাবলী সরকার কর্তৃক দিয়েছে শর্ত মেনে আমাদের মুসল্লি ভাইদেরকে মসজিদে প্রবেশ করার জন্য বিশেষভাবে অনুরোধ করা হলো।
Long queues could also be seen outside the banks after the government decided to extend the lockdown for the 4th time till May 16th. Residents wearing masks and maintaining social distance were seen outside the banks, were also withdrawing cash to spend during the Ramadan month. Some residents say that it has been tough to live under restrictions, but they didn't have any option.
এখানে ব্যাংকে আসছি টাকা জমা দিতে, তা এখানে 2 ঘন্টা সময় লাগছে। এখন কিছু করার নেই, এখানে হাত ধুতে ওয়াশ করতে হচ্ছে, এরপর এখানে নিয়ম মেনটেন করতে, যার ফলে একটু বিলম্ব হচ্ছে। এটা কিছু করার নেই আমাদের।
The lives and livelihood has been severely affected in Bangladesh due to the coronavirus. While the hospitals are struggling to cope with the growing magnitude of the pandemic, the economy of the country too has suffered massively. Weeks of market shutdown have done irrevocable damages to different sectors. While a section of the garment industry has resumed, a complete resumption is still not in sight, with coronavirus spreading at an unprecedented pace.
Moving on. While the countries across the world are running against time to develop a vaccine for coronavirus, India, which many are seeing as a hope, has developed a 30-minute COVID-19 testing kit to diagnose COVID-19. This has helped India in doing more tests and identifying more patients every day. Experts say that more and more testing could find the real number of patients in quick time and can subsequently help countries in flattening the curve at later stages.
Indian scientists have come up with a cheaper diagnostic test for the coronavirus that can deliver results to patients within 30 minutes. The test is using a CRISPR-Cas-based approach to diagnose COVID-19. The paper strip has two lines, a control line to check if the strip is functional and a test line which appears if the case is positive.
ये पेपर बेस्ड जो टेस्ट है एक जैसे कि प्रेगनेंसी का टेस्ट होता है, जिसे डिप करके उसके पता चल जाता है, कागज का एक जगह पे रंग आ जाता है इसका, तो ऐसा ये टेस्ट है, पेपर बेस्ड टेस्ट। तो ये हमारी जो IGIB लैब है दिल्ली में, इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ जीनोमिक्स एंड इंटीग्रेटिव बायोलॉजी, यहाँ के कुछ युवा वैज्ञानिक है, उन लोगों ने तैयार किया हुआ है और बहुत ही शानदार टेस्ट है ये, कि ये 30 मिनट के अंदर बता देता है कि किसी को कोविड हुआ है या नहीं हुआ है।
Shekhar Mande, the Director General of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, says the test is 3 to 5 times cheaper than the RT-PCR testing kits which India is using and also takes less time. He also confirmed since the test doesn't require heavy machinery, it can be used for rapid mass testing in across India.
एडवांटेज ये है कि ये RT-PCR से कई गुना सस्ता है। करीबन मैं समझता हूँ कि RT-PCR से कम 3 या 5 गुना सस्ता हो जाएगा ये। और दूसरी बात ये है कि RT-PCR करने में 3-4 घंटे लग जाते हैं, ये करने में कुल 30 मिनट में हो जाएगा ये। तो दोनों इसके एडवांटेजेस है कि प्राइस भी और वक्त जो लगता है टेस्ट करने में, ये दोनों कम हो जाएंगे बिना एक्यूरेसी को कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ किए हुए। तो इसलिए बहुत अच्छा है ये वाला टेस्ट।
India has also developed a multi-pronged agenda to fight it until a vaccine is out. At an unprecedented pace, it has developed 39 factories that are manufacturing and stitching personal protective equipments. Over 2.2 million kits have been distributed. Many new factories have started working on N95 masks and small units have started preparing and stitching homemade masks. While India's testing needs were being fulfilled largely by foreign companies until last few weeks, a ramped-up domestic production was strengthened its fight against the virus. Earlier, India had only one testing center with a capacity of just 4,000 per day. Now there are nearly 3 labs to conduct COVID-19 tests and give results of as many as 100,000 tests in a day. The country is also planning to start manufacturing of vaccine beforehand. The Serum Institute of India has already said that it is planning this year to produce up to 60 million doses of a potential vaccine against the new coronavirus that is under clinical trial in Britain. Serum, the world's largest maker of vaccines by volume, is mass producing the vaccine candidate developed by the University of Oxford, which started testing it on humans 2 weeks ago and is a leader in the global race to develop an antidote to the novel coronavirus. The country is also coming up several technology-driven innovative projects to fight the pandemic. Policemen in city of Taj Mahal, Agra, are using dozens of surveillance camera feeds from across the city to fight the pandemic. Now dubbed the Corona Control Room, it has been used for monitoring and contact tracing of suspected and confirmed coronavirus cases across Agra for the past few months.
We are using the interrogation that we use in the criminal activities, because sometimes people don't tell the truth, where they went, how they got these viruses. So based on their technical data, based on their feedbacks, based on their family members' interrogation, we are trying to compile from where he might have got the virus and wherever he might have left the viruses. So their background also and their primary, secondary and tertiary contacts we are trying to finalize. Based on that, we pick the people and then quarantine them so that the spread in the society will get contained.
While this was India's worst week, considering the number of cases registered and the spike witnessed in last few days, improved testing with extended lockdown has certainly provided it a weapon to fight the coronavirus.
Moving on, illegally occupied region of POK, where the people are enduring double whammy as Pakistan hasn't changed a bit in its discriminatory policies against the region. The administration is completely indifferent to the problems caused to people due to the virus. Today, amidst lockdown in Gilgit-Baltistan, when all the businessmen and daily wagers are facing a tough time, the puppet administration of Gilgit-Baltistan, which works on the instructions of Islamabad, has turned a blind eye, leaving the beleaguered people to suffer in silence.
Administrative incompetence of Gilgit-Baltistan government has once again been exposed as people in this illegally occupied region are facing severe problems due to the discriminatory and unprofessional conduct of the authorities amid a growing pandemic of COVID-19. While one section of society is brazenly disregarding the social distancing and other mandatory lockdown norms, small businessmen and daily wagers are being tackled with an iron fist. A local committee of businessmen accused that law enforcement agencies had deliberately ignored the regular assemblies of mass prayers while ensuring massive losses to small businessmen.
अब बच्चे जो हैं जाओ लड्डू खेल रहे हैं 20-20 बंदे बैठ के लड्डू खेल रहे हैं कोई खेतों में क्या कर रहा है कोई खेतों में क्या कर रहा है हमारा तो ये एक ताजिर अपना जो है ना मांस पहन के दुकान में बैठा होता है एक गाहक आता है उसको बंद करने की क्या जरूरत है अब मस्जिदों में जाओ सब नमाजें पढ़ रहे हैं इनके प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस इनकी तकरीर सारी हो रही है लेकिन सिर्फ उस ताजिर के पास एक गाहक आता है वो ताजिर पे अकेला दुकान में बैठता है इन सब चीजों को बंद कराने की क्या तुक बनता है
Businessmen say while all their revenue generating activities have closed, an additional set of responsibilities has come their way. They also have to look after the laborers and helpers working for them.
या तो लोग हमारे जो है ना इतने पैसे वाले ने यहाँ कोई कारखाना फैक्ट्रियाँ ने छोटी छोटी दुकानें और वो दुकानदार अपने ऐसे मुताबिक कोई एक मजदूर रखा है किसी ने 2 मजदूर रखा है किसी के पास 3 मजदूर हैं अब इस वक्त उन मजदूरों का खर्चा भी वही ताजिर बर्दाश्त करता है दुकान का किराया भी वही बर्दाश्त करता है बास का तो मकान का भी किराया वो खुद बर्दाश्त कर रहा है बिजली का बिल भी दे रहा है टेलीफोन मोबाइल सारी चीजें और बच्चों का फीसें भी ये सारी चीजें हम उसी दुकान से कमा के इनको दे रहे होते हैं तो अब दुकान बंद हुआ तो ये सारी चीजें हम कहां से दे दें
Women activists have urged the government to waive off their loans as the situation has become grim amid the lockdown. There are no earnings and the interest on loans they acquired for their businesses are increasing every day.
जितने भी हमारे ख़वातीन ने कारोबार स्टार्ट किया था बैंक लोनिंग से ही शुरू किया था तो हमारे रोज़ बरोज़ हमारे ऊपर बैंकिंग का लोन चढ़ रहा है ऊपर से कारोबार बंद है तो मेरी यही एक ही रिक्वेस्ट होगी गवर्नमेंट से रिक्वेस्ट होगी और जो हासिबी हैसियत जो जितने भी लोग हैं उनसे मेरी गुजारिश होगी कि आप उन्हीं ऐसे लोगों का मदद करें और उनकी मुश्किल में आप उनके हाथ में हाथ दे दें और ख़ास कर बैंकों का जो कर्जा है उसके लिए हमारी ख़ास रिक्वेस्ट है गवर्नमेंट से मेरी अपील है और मेरे साथ जितने भी ख़वातीन आज आप देख रहे हैं मेरे साथ जितने भी आए हैं उन सब की तरफ से मैं रिक्वेस्ट करती हूँ कि हमारे बैंकों का कर्जा हमारे लिए माफ़ कर लें
Gilgit-Baltistan, an illegally occupied region with a population of around 2 million, has registered 364 corona cases. The government, which takes decisions at whims and fancies of Islamabad, has not been ordering enough testing per day. And with negligent authorities in place, the region might witness a sudden boom in COVID-19 patients in the coming weeks.
Moving on, the largest festival of Buddhists, Buddha Purnima or Vesak, was celebrated virtually in silence owing to the spread of coronavirus. The followers from different countries congregated at a platform created by New Delhi to pray to Lord Buddha and recite his teachings. They also appealed people to stay indoors at times of crisis. Have a look.
Buddhists from across the world prayed for the victims of coronavirus contagion and honored the medical professionals as they virtually joined the Buddha Purnima celebrations and Global Prayer Week. The International Buddhist Confederation, IBC, in association with Bodh Gaya Temple Management Committee, held a virtual online celebration of the festival that observes the birth, enlightenment and death of Lord Gautam Buddha. An otherwise grand event, the pomp was missing this year and the celebrations were limited to prayers and recitation of Buddha teachings in the wake of COVID-19 outbreak.
Dharmam sharanam gacchami Sangham sharanam gacchami.
Unlike previous years, keeping our social distance, maintaining our distance, wherever we are, physically there may be distance, but we are connected spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and with all positive energies.
Due to COVID-19, the traditional celebrations of Vesak Buddha Purnima have been affected everywhere. Yet, the believers say the need for prayers and refuge in the blessings of Triple Gem is greater than ever before while the humanity is going through probably the worst crisis in recent times.
It's really sad. So many people around the world losing their precious lives. So many people who are infected are afraid of losing their lives, precious lives. And those who are not infected are afraid of being infected. So much anxiety, so much pain, so much grief are in the air these days. I truly pray with the blessing of all the enlightened beings, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, all the compassionate living beings. May we be able to pacify all the pains, griefs, and anxiety from this COVID-19 very soon.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who also joined the celebrations, virtually urged people to follow the teachings of Lord Buddha and unite in the fight against the virus. COVID-19, a disease allegedly originated in a lab in China's Wuhan city, has affected over 3.8 million people across the world, with over 2,65,000 fatalities still today. With an anti-disease vaccine still not in sight, hundreds of thousands of others are projected to die in the coming months. The countries have been working at war footing but have achieved little success in containing the spread of the pandemic.
Both India and Nepal have greatest regards for Lord Buddha. While one is the place of his birth, the other boasts of owing the place of his teachings and the birth of Buddhism. With that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Goodbye and take care.